Hey there! In today's video, I'm going to offer some tips on how to survive restaurant eating and maintain your good, healthy standards. When people think of hypnosis, they often think of weight loss or smoking, quit smoking. Quit smoking, lose weight, one or the other. That is, those two right there are, like the most common things. And I will tell you, smoking is the absolutely easiest thing to help people do with hypnosis, in my opinion. And weight loss tends to be the most complicated because there are so many variables. One of those variables is restaurant eating. So that's what we're going to talk about here today. I've got some tips for you that I hope you will take advantage of, because this can help you navigate your way in and out of the restaurant without blowing it. If you're on a good, healthy eating plan, you're doing great. And then all of a sudden it's, the holidays or restaurant season or whatever it is. This will help you out. I have a lot of clients who work downtown. I live near Portland, Oregon, and they go out to lunch to restaurants every single day. Holy cow. That's really a hard one because, those serving sizes in restaurants are huge and there's such variety of food and it tastes so good. And it's kind of hard to, stay on track with that. But with these restaurant eating tips, I think you're going to find this to be very helpful. So if you are somebody who finds that going to a restaurant throws you off the wagon, get a paper and a pencil and jot these ideas down for you. Also, let me say, if you are interested in losing weight with hypnosis, of course, you can always come and work with me one-on-one, and everything's on Zoom now, so it doesn't matter where you live, right? And you also have the option of reading this book. Make sure that light's not shining on it. Self-Hypnosis for the 21st Century, right? By Debbie Taylor. That would be me. We've got a book that will help you if you want to learn to do this on your own. And there's also a course that goes kind of along with that. But I digress. Let's talk about healthy eating in the restaurant. Here's what I want you to do, okay? I would say that 99% of the time when you're going to eat at a restaurant, ahead of time. Very rarely is it kind of like, you're driving down the road and it's like, oh, let's go to the restaurant. Granted, that does happen, but still, even if it does, you've got your phone with you. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to pull up the menu of that restaurant on your phone, on your laptop, wherever you are. Before you go, pull up the menu and look at their menu choices and decide right then and there, while you still have your wits about you, make a decision about what you're going to order. You know what? As if you were just right there and right this second, you had to make that commitment. I'm going to order this today. Now, the reason this is so important is because you haven't had time, your subconscious mind has not been inundated with an entirely different environment. Because once you go into a restaurant environment, your subconscious mind is on a different planet. There's the sights and the smells of all different kinds of food, let alone just the habit of ordering something decadent from a restaurant menu. So you're going to decide while you're at home or you're in your car, again, while you still have your wits about you, you're going to decide what you're going to get. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to write it down. You're going to write down what your decision is. You're going to tear that off and you're going to put it in your pocket or your wallet. You're going to take it into the restaurant with you, okay? This anchors this decision within your own subconscious mind. So you've made up your mind, you've written it down, you have it with you, and now you're going into the restaurant. When you go into the restaurant, they're going to seat you, and they're going to pass out menus. But guess what? You don't need one because you already know what you're getting. So do not take a menu. Just say, no, thank you. I already know what I'm getting. Okay, that is the first step to this rewiring right there. Okay, that is the first step. So you already know what you're getting. You don't need a menu. And here's what's interesting. If you have watched any of my other videos, there's one about how the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between really doing something or just thinking about it. Well, marketers know that, and that is why, honestly, I would love to see the stats. When they have menus with pictures of food, like at Sherry's or Applebee's or something like that, I will bet you they sell a lot more of those items that have the pictures than the items that don't. So this is one thing you're really helping yourself stick to your guns by not taking a menu, because even if your menu doesn't have pictures, when you look at these foods, your subconscious mind makes its own picture because your subconscious mind speaks the language of imagery. Okay, so it's just like it's a really good way to sabotage yourself is to take a menu and just read through it. Don't do that to yourself. Okay, honor yourself. Treat yourself with respect. You're doing a good job. You're eating right. You're making healthy choices. You can go to a restaurant and maintain that healthy standard by deciding ahead of time, writing it down, saying, no, thank you, I don't need a menu. And now here's the next step. Well, I should throw this in here. It's not really a step, but don't pay a whole lot of attention to what other people are ordering. Don't look at what the wait staff is carrying through the room and delivering to other patrons. Just kind of ignore that part, okay? So you're ready to order. If you have to pull that slip of paper out to remind yourself what you decided, go ahead, but you probably already remember, so you don't have to pull that out. But when it comes time for you to order, stick to what you had written down, okay? Order that. That's what you're going to get. Now, this is key. At the same time you order that item from the menu that you decided on before you got there, ask your wait person if they will please bring you the to-go boxes at the same time. This is critical. Here's why. Most restaurant portions are double, triple the size of a regular serving size. We all know that, right? That's not news to anybody. So if you order those to-go boxes right off the bat, you will be able to take half of your food, then put it in the to-go box before you ever take a single bite. And in fact, that is one of my rules. Do not take a bite until you have those to-go boxes, those containers, and you have put half your food into the container. So if they forget to bring that, just remind them, and then you just sit there and you wait. Do not take a bite until you've got half that food in there. And that's so great because now you've got lunch for tomorrow or dinner for the next day or something. You have another meal there. And then, you can kind of stir things around so it looks, you'll be amazed that when you move out that food and you look at what's left, it's still more than enough. It's amazing how much we shovel away at restaurants. But here's what's interesting. We like to sabotage ourselves, So if you're not comfortable asking for the to-go box, or they don't bring it and you just don't feel like asking again, and you think to yourself, I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm just going to visually cut this in half. Maybe you'll even cut it in half and slide it over a little bit. Here's the thing, and we do this all the time because we're humans and we're weirdos. If you eat even 5% more than half, that means you have less than half left over to take home. Your brain is going to justify eating all of it because your brain is going to say, it's not quite half. That's not really enough to save. I'm going to go ahead and just eat it all now, and I'll do better next time. But there never is a next time because you just repeat this. So don't think you can just wing it and eyeball it, right? I mean, maybe you can. If you can, more power to you. But ask for those to-go containers at the same time you order your food and put it in there before you ever take a single bite. So there you have it. These are your restaurant eating tips. And I got one more. You want me to tell you one more? This is not about a restaurant. This is about any time you're eating anywhere. This is one of my favorite things to do for everybody. And it's this. what I want you to get in the habit of doing is to put down the spoon or the fork or the sandwich or the taco, whatever it is you're eating, whatever's in your hand, take a bite and put it down. Sit back and enjoy whatever is in your mouth. The flavors, the textures, the aromas, because the number one reason we overeat is because we are not getting the psychological satisfaction of enjoying the foods we eat. And so we're constantly going for more. And when you're talking to a million people or you're watching TV or you're reading a book, you are not paying attention to what you're eating. So when you eat, no TV, no books, no computer, no magazines. And if you're at a table full of people, try to keep your part of the conversation down to a minimum so that you can focus on the psychological satisfaction of enjoying every single bite. Just one bite at a time. Take a bite, put down whatever's in your hand. Enjoy that. Enjoy listening to the conversation. And give yourself a pat on the back, because this is how you survive eating in restaurants and maintaining your healthy standards. Let me know if that makes sense to you. If you've got any questions about this, I know weight loss is a big deal for a lot of people. So drop a comment. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And thank you. Hit that notification bell. And gosh, I'll look forward to the conversation about this. It's really fun to help people with this. So take that and good luck. And I'll see you at the next go round.